GM, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Inside the Zano-Verse. Excited to be here and have another conversation about Zarcanum. Let's let a few people roll in. I know the space has just started. We're having some difficulties getting it going. So let's let people roll in, get everyone in here, and then we're excited to start talking. So I see we got CZ here. Hey, Andre. I got Pavel. He's about to connect as a speaker. And I think we have, there we go. We got another one down here. Valerie. Let's get that going. You guys should have speaker invites. If you don't, let us know and we will shoot some over. And if you guys have questions that you'd like us to answer, if we have time at the end of the space, please keep those questions handy. Comment them down below in the chat or join the Telegram or Discord and shoot them over in there. And then we'll try to gather those during the call and answer any that were unanswered if we have time at the end. Crypto Soul, you coming up? Or should we start without you and expect you to join in a few minutes?
Let me check on him really quick.
Cool. Great. Looks like we have everyone here. Well, once again, welcome to Inside the Zano-Verse. This is episode 3. We have the full Zano team joining us here today to discuss the new hard fork and upgrade or the network and protocol Zarcanum. So the new Zarcanum release is coming up. The hard fork, we're going to learn more about exactly when and what all that is. So much going on right now in the crypto space. We've finally seen some really good activity, a lot of demand coming in. So it could kind of get lost that we're launching one of the largest privacy tech upgrades that they've ever launched before in the next few weeks. So that's why we're having these spaces, to make sure that we get the information out there. We're happy to chat, learn more about what's going on. So hopefully we can inspire people to build on Zano. This new upgrade makes Zano the first privacy token platform, which will allow people to actually build their own privacy coins on Zano, which is great. So we have the entire team, as I mentioned. So let's go around real quick to do some voice intros so everyone knows who's speaking. How about we start with CZ, the co-founder, Andre?
Hey.
Great. And then we got Pavel. Avaga. How do I say your name? Ravaga?
Well, I don't know. Well, whatever works for you. Ravaga sounds like how I would pronounce it, but it doesn't matter.
Here we go. Awesome. Then we got Crypto Soul.
Yeah, hi guys.
And then Mr. Quibs is hanging out in the background under the Zano host account.
Yes, I am. Yo, yo, yo.
So yeah, this is episode 3. Last week, if you guys hadn't joined us or didn't listen, we had one of the earliest and most prominent investors in the cryptocurrency space join us. I'm talking about Roger Ver. He's the founder of Bitcoin Cash. He was the owner and the original founder of Bitcoin.com. He was an investor of Ripple. Very early on, knows the space like the back of his hand. And he shared his thoughts on Zano, on privacy coins, and just the wider trends in cryptocurrencies. So if you haven't yet, give that one a listen. We'll post a link to it in the spaces in the comments below. But it was really nice hearing from Roger. He's not stuck in the little ecosystem. He's kind of doing his own thing and dipping in a whole bunch of different pools. And he explained his story about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, about kind of what got him interested in Zano and what the new features are that have him really excited about the future. So yeah, like I said, listen to that. I'll give you a quick recap because it was pretty straightforward. But he says the value prop for Zano is pretty simple. First cryptocurrencies that got really any real traction were Bitcoin. And that was because everyone thought it was anonymous and they were using it for commerce. And even though now we know that's not true, that's really what drove the demand and got people interested. And now people use commerce mostly on darknet markets. They went to Monero for that and other privacy coins over time. And then later, we've kind of also seen a shift go to Ethereum, where there was the rise of smart contracts and everyone was working with tokens and doing really cool, novel DeFi, amazing things with tokens, but none of these tokens had any privacy associated with them. And then that becomes a whole nother can of worms. So Zano's the first cryptocurrency with a privacy token platform, and that'll make it positioned really well for the next wave as people are starting to become cognizant of that privacy and want increased privacy for their transactions. So it's pretty straightforward. The progression from Bitcoin, Monero, Ethereum, Zano. So hopefully that's kind of the way we're going. But it was great to hear his perspective on the space and everything. Hopefully we'll have him pop by in the future to share updates and just to give us his current opinion of Zano. But right now, we're talking about Zarcanum. So to explain to the new listeners who haven't joined us the previous weeks, Zarcanum is the name of the hard fork, but it's also the name of the new private POS scheme with hidden amounts. And that's the real big upgrade that's coming. So upgrading the cryptographic protocol at the core of Zano will add privacy and introduce the world's first truly private proof-of-stake scheme with hidden amounts. And a lot of people have tried that, but this is the first truly implemented one. And also as part of Zarcanum release, there's confidential assets, which will expand Zano from a single secure asset blockchain to an ultra-secure multi-asset blockchain. We're going to see more projects build and release privacy tokens and start to kind of grow the Zano ecosystem. So that's the core of what's coming up. So first question for the team would be, can you explain why Zarcanum is an important privacy upgrade? Because we always hear that it is increasing the privacy and rigged signatures, but can you explain a little bit more in detail as why Zarcanum is an important privacy upgrade for Zano? I guess, whoever wants to start with that.
I would like to cover this question. So, why Zarcanum upgrade is very important for us and for Zano? Because first of all, this is a privacy upgrade for Zano, long-awaited upgrade, and since that upgrade, Zano will increase dramatically its anonymity. All the amounts will become hidden. And this a big deal for us, because Zano from the inception was a proof of stake and proof of work hybrid consensus coin, and we had to find a way how to connect proof of stake with these hidden amounts in full anonymous way, because we never wanted any kind of halfway solution for that. And so that's finally why Zarcanum was invented, in the first place. So it's very important because we finally make a huge level up for our anonymity. And the next thing is, as you mentioned, and the confidential assets. The Zano blockchain will become a multi-asset blockchain, and we will have, among the native coin, we'll have custom asset that is available for everyone. Everyone will be able to create their own asset, publish it, and use it in a full anonymous way. So that's a very big and important step for us.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, definitely having people, giving them the ability to create their own assets and publish those, that's awesome. And then, like you said, just the core privacy upgrade. That's something that, as kind of a layman, I'll say I don't understand fully everything going on there. But the core of Zano is privacy, and that's the crucial point. You don't want to do anything, half-ass or anything like that. It sounds like it has been quite a challenge to connect the hidden amounts with the POS and the hybrid model. So all of that's really, really exciting, and we're hoping the wider audience or the wider space will acknowledge what technological improvements you guys have made. CZ, you want to add anything else, or is anything else anyone else would like to add to that question?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Well,
Cool.
I could add a couple of things. I'd like to shift focus a little bit from Zana as a coin, as a project, as us to the other project, because the transaction made with confidential assets that has no connection to Zana team whatsoever would still contribute the total amount of transaction, hence increasing the total anonymity.
Okay, so you're saying that shifting focus from Zano to the other one because it's not just Zano, which we're going to be working with, these other
Yeah,
assets.
it's gonna be all kinds of projects, and the more transaction we have, the more anonymity we get as a network, as an ecosystem.
Gotcha, that makes sense. Yeah, just having more activity on there improves the security for everybody. Great. Well, how about the next question we have here is, what else do we need to know about Zarcanum that we haven't spoken about yet? Is there anything tricky or anything kind of clever or interesting that you'd like to share that we haven't really spoke about or people don't know about?
Yeah, I would like to continue the thing that Pavel just mentioned, that since that Zarcanum upgrade, we will have confidential assets that will allow other teams and other projects to create their own assets, and this will contribute to overall outputs set that could be used for mixing and for hiding transaction, for increasing anonymity. And in connection with the hidden amounts and the fully hidden proof of stake system, this will create an entire anonymous system that will increase its anonymity level. Each new project will join the ecosystem and starting creating their own assets. So for the important thing about this Zarcanum is this decoy set that now exists, of course, in Zeno and used, will be dramatically changed. It will increase in hugely. It will be increased in its size, and moreover, it will have no connection to any amount. It will be poor, like huge ocean of outputs that each transaction will be hiding underneath. So I would say that. So I would say that probably this is a very important thing, and maybe we, like on previous talk, we haven't spent much time talking about it. So yeah, it's good to mention that one.
Yeah, that's very interesting about how as the system grows and as more projects are building and contributing transactions and just, adding more to that ocean that you're saying, it just makes the ocean bigger and deeper, which makes it harder to analyze any specific thing inside there.
Exactly.
So that's very cool. Yeah, cool. So I don't really, like I said, I'm not the most technical, so I'm still grasping all this stuff, but the concept is really cool and it makes perfect sense. So
yeah, and during this, like preparing for this upgrade, we solved many challenges, and one of them was a challenge linked to the proof of stake blocks and proof of stake transaction, and they linkage to the decoy selection. So we solve it, and we in the upcoming upgrade, Zano will be used the updated algorithms and cryptographics schemes. So we expect that anonymity will increase dramatically.
yeah, that's awesome. I was looking on the website, and actually, no, never mind about that. Okay, cool. Then how about? And what do we have a date yet for the hard fork? Is there any better estimate, or are we still targeting for 2-3 weeks, the end of the year?
Well, I probably gonna answer this. This is a hard question. We don't have unfortunately, we don't have a date for the hard fork yet, because the more things we do, unfortunately, the more things we do, the more things we discover to do more again. And this is very very sad, I would say, but we're doing our best, and more things we done, and more things we have in the backlog. We have to do this and this and this, a lot of stuff, and beside the core development, we also have to prepare mobile wallet also, and we have to migrate all these huge changes to mobile wallet. So by the moment we release the build, so the hard fork will be going like in any blockchain projects into phase. The first we announce the date of the hard fork and put this date in the blockchain. I mean in the source code as a blockchain head. At this point, the network will switch to the hard fork, but at the same point we have to release the new build, new release that will be having this point in the future for the hard fork. And to do this, we have to finish everything on all sides, and including mobile wallet with also a huge amount of refactoring. And also we improving, we facing more challenges. Last thing that I was working on is decoy selection algorithm. I think some of the people who are following privacy and was following what is other privacy focused projects doing, they are familiar with the subject. Decoy selection algorithm is a very tricky and very sophisticated part of the privacy project, and Zarcanum is a part where we have to do like full refactoring of this part, because originally in Zana it wasn't that strong as it's supposed to be for the like full privacy, because we didn't have a hidden amounts. And as we're getting full privacy with hidden amounts, with privacy proof of stake, we also have to introduce new decoy selection algorithm. And probably some of you been following how Monero was fighting for improving this algorithm, and they did I don't know, like countless iterations for improving this. They did the first improvements, they found some problems, they did another improvement, they had a lot of calls and conversations about this, and they did a great job on this. We also read all the papers that they use. They use mostly statistical analysis and probability theory to build the curve that represent decoy output distribution. And we also did huge work on this. Last month I was working on this, and the problem of the decoy selection algorithm should take into account a lot of things. So it generates distribution that is similar that real life transactions are using, and collecting this data for building this distribution is not easy because of the private nature of the chain. And this distribution, it depends from many things, from user behavior, from valid default algorithms, from maybe some major services like mining pools can make impact because their software work differently, or they have a different algorithm, normally very short coinage time. So it's very, very sophisticated things. And we did an analysis by using 3 different approach. We gathered a bunch of big wallets and did analysis of their outputs. We also did some analysis on the blockchain data and extract some data from it. We did some simulations that like create distribution results, and we double checked each of these methods against other methods to make sure that we are getting similar distribution. And as a result, we don't go with a formula thing. We just create a distribution that is specified in a table. So in this table, we show this distribution law that we have to follow, and also we figured out how this law is scaled on a different height. So because when you have a relatively small blockchain, distribution is one, and when you have a long history, for example, 2 million of blocks, this distribution has the same curve, but it's scaled in a different. It's not linear scaling; it's exponential scaling. So it's also need to be properly scaled. So we did simulations and figured out all this data and created this algorithm that we believe act similar to natural distribution. So we're planning to use this distribution as a model for decoy selection algorithm, but we will use it as a default behavior. And the thing is, the user, if she believes that the distribution is not perfect, not correct, it's easy to create any other distribution that user wants by just changing this table. It's just table of points on the curve. So you can manually change this distribution if you believe for some reason that it's not perfect. So that was a quite a big job that we didn't expect to take that much time. I spent on this last months, maybe even more. And right now, at this moment, I am close to, like, in a few days, it will be finished and merged into testnet. But things like that shifting our deadlines. And unfortunately, we have to postpone it. Like we already did, shifted it a few times, and hope it's for a good reason. After all, we will have a good quality product, hopefully.
Yeah, with privacy, you don't want to cut any corners. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No, that's it. That's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to share.
May I add like a bit to what Andrew said? Before full membership proof is actually a thing that we can implement or any other project can implement yet. So it's a future, like maybe a couple of years, maybe more. So it's a very interesting field. But before it comes to reality, before we can use it, the major and the most important bottleneck for privacy in blockchain like Zano, like Monero, like output-based model is the decoy selection algorithm, because like we have an ocean of outputs of other transactions. And from this ocean, we get like a few drops, literally like 16, maybe 20, and we hide our own transaction behind them. So we mixed it with them, and it's crucial to carefully select these drops from the ocean that from the adversary, from the blockchain observer, it looks like it's very hard to guess who is who and what the output was real. So the thing, the piece of the software in Zano that actually implements this very complicated and very important algorithm is the decoy selection algorithm that Andrew mentioned. Is very important for that privacy, and that is why we spend so much time, and Andrew spent so much time on that, and that is why other projects like Monero also did spend a huge time on that, because until we reach the stage, we in the world, we reach the stage where the full membership proof are real, we need to deal with that. And so that's why it's important.
Great. And so just to recap there, that was a long-winded answer from CZ about the hard fork date, which makes sense though. I didn't mean to put you on the spot about that, and the whole core selection algorithm. That's really interesting insight that I didn't know about. But yeah, basically, the more you know, the more you don't know, and with something like privacy, you want to make sure you do it right the first time. So yeah, it makes perfect sense. I am excited also to see other people build though. And so as we are approaching the hard fork, are there going to be documents? Are there going to be things for developers to start kind of learning about it and getting maybe starting implementing some of the features or learning some things before? Or how does that look when it comes to getting the new projects to work on Zano? Is this all going to start after the hard fork, or is there any kind of thing out there now that people could start to do to learn about it and get ready?
Well, in perfect
I
world,
guess, yeah. I
okay.
guess I should take this one
Okay.
because I'm the one involved the most. Actually, it's already been operational in the testnet for a while, and although our documentation is sometimes lacking, but we do try to make it approachable, and we already have few people building on Zano. Among our listeners, we got the Kexploit, the lead developer of Zano-Bazaar, and there are a couple more projects that remain private yet, but it's still happening. And whoever wants to play with the confidential asset stack or the whole post-Zarcanum testnet builds, it's already there.
Great. Yeah, that's what I was wanted to say. Just in case anyone is listening and these kind of ideas are piquing your interest, take a look at the website, take a look at the docs, because a lot of it is active on testnet, and you could start to kind of explore as we wait for the big upgrade.
Right. The way to do it is to navigate to the build section of the website. There are testnet builds already. There are documentation for all of the post-Zarcanum hard fork features like ionic swaps, confidential assets. There's also API. It's available for both daemon and wallet and marketplace API.
Yeah, lots going on there. So cool. Hopefully we'll see some really cool projects come out of stealth mode in the next few months, and then we could talk about on here. And I know Kexploit was here. Oh, he's here. He just came back in. So yeah, Kexploit is the one working on the Zano-Bazaar, like we said. So if you're a builder and you're looking, take a look at what he's doing and maybe reach out if you have any questions. And then, yeah, so we talked about confidential assets, and those are one of the new exciting features on the Zarcanum. So it's basically a privacy token launched on the Zano platform. This includes hidden addresses, hidden amounts, and IP obfuscation. So this would allow anyone to just start building tokens on Zano. And then I know we have bridges and some of the other things, but what were some implementations, or what are some something you'd like to see the confidential assets being used? Like, what project would you like to see come out in the next few months, taking advantage of the new tools that you're building?
Well, my personal favorite would be a privacy-focused stablecoin, because essentially what we are building is the digital cash platform. And in 2023 and 24, for that matter, no one uses coins to pay for things anymore. It's more nominated in stable coins. So this is one of the exciting projects I would love to see built on Zano.
Yeah, I think an anonymous, privacy-focused stablecoin has always been kind of like a grail, kind of something that people have wanted, but it is so complicated, and there's so many things associated with that. And in the whole realm of money, in this, you can't cut corners. You can't put a platform out there that has a backdoor and then, screw a bunch of people. So that would be really cool. So we've talked about that one a lot. So hopefully we'll see some people out there start to build on that. CZ, what about you? You got anything that you think has piqued your interest, or someone's mentioned to you about some novel implementation using the confidential assets?
Well, I actually agree with what Pavel said. I think stablecoin is holy grail. I agree with this. It's going to be a really usable thing. I also really hope that we can build something like a DEX on top of Zana platform to something that can provide liquidity for Zana, for other projects presented there. We still working on this, and I think it's going to be very important part of Zana ecosystem that can something that can help us to perform exchange operation on top of Zana and build liquidity. And maybe it's going to be built on top of Ionic swaps. Maybe we will figure out something even better. I don't know, but that's what I think is going to be the best is stable coin, other tokens, and liquidity tools. That's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
the DEX.
actually, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the DEX is a great one because when people look to go buy Zano, it's not on Uniswap, it's not on Coinbase and this and that. So just building out that ecosystem and letting people give them more freedom to exchange the coins they already have. I think that's going to be a crucial thing to bring more people in too.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be addressed, even including Uniswap and other EVM compatible chains. We're going to build bridges, and this is already a thing. And what Andres mentioned about Ionic Swap, we are building the Zanodex, something that works on P2P flow. But we had a conversation the other day in the chat, and some users aren't exactly opposed to the idea of AMM. We didn't do it this way because it sacrifices the portion of privacy, since when you put your coins out there, you have to reveal the type of coin and the amount, and this is why we would never push something like this as a team. But other projects can do that, and we would happy to see different implementations, including any kinds of AMMs as well.
Yeah, that's true. And this always you have to if you want to have a good user experience and automatic matchmaking, then you will sacrifice part of your privacy. And we don't want to have this, but for some users, maybe they're gonna be okay if this decentralized exchange provide them full safety, so they don't trust with the custody of their coins. They self custody, and still they can participate in some exchange operations. They probably gonna be okay to give up on some part of the privacy of transactions. We don't know yet how it's gonna be.
Interesting. There's some demand for that when typically, like you said, just privacy, you wouldn't think it would work, but I mean, that's what people are used to. That's what's out there right now. So if you put it out there, kind of normalize people to it and maybe let them also earn returns when they could, provide liquidity and earn some money as well off of Zano. So that'd be kind of cool. Interesting. And then, so what about just in general? What are your favorite parts about confidential assets? Is there anything specific in there that we didn't talk about? I know earlier we kind of got into the selection algorithm about some of the stuff earlier, but is there similarly with confidential assets? Is there anything kind of that doesn't really get a lot of attention that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I don't think we ever mentioned the part that we're gonna be burning fees for the coin transaction after the hard fork, meaning the confidential assets transfers would also contribute to make Zano deflationary asset. That's probably important for the long-term holder, and it hasn't been mentioned ever.
Yeah, that's the little one that people seem to care about, deflationary tokenomics. Yeah, very cool. I didn't hear about that either. So sounds like if we are going to have the confidential assets, and the Zano token would be the gas fee, I guess. It'd be you'd burn Zano.
There is no such thing as gas because it's just the fee. Gas in Ethereum, it's just the way to get out the infinite loop. In our case, it's just a fee. It's like a flat fee. But if we burn the fee, and a lot of people start using confidential assets, hence burning the fee, that would negate the emission and even make it deflationary over the time. Because we get a lot of questions like, what's the total supply of Zana and why is it uncapped, and we have to go through the whole thing explaining that this is not for making anyone rich. This is like a security feature. It should be there.
Yeah, but it sounds like what you're saying is as Zano expands and as the ecosystem grows, more brands or more projects will be built on it. And as more projects join, the privacy becomes stronger, more robust for everybody. And at the same time, that will lead to the economics getting a little bit more in favor of a deflationary system, which all long term sounds really good. So that is a nice little
Yep,
tip.
yep,
Thanks for
yep. That's exactly the plan. That's why I thought we should mention it somewhere.
Cool. CZ, anything else you think that's kind of cool or novel about confidential assets that hasn't got too much love?
Well, I don't know. It's a tricky question for me. I love it all. Even more, I see it's some kind of magic. If you think about this, from a technical perspective, you have a transaction that has something in, like, taking something, but you don't know what it takes and how much it takes. It produce something. You also cannot see what it is, how much of tokens, what kind of tokens. But it's all tied, and it's all confirmed by cryptography. I just like this, the fact that we have this and this brilliant work that Val did, Val and Koa from Monera, the other guy who helped us. That's just I just like this. For me, it's like a miracle. That's it.
The way you describe that, it has everything hidden. It has me picturing you sitting there looking over like a whole world of things moving around, and no one knows what it is, but
Yeah,
everything's working
exactly.
perfectly, and they're all operating, and they're in line, and no one's breaking the rules, and it's all just working. You have no idea what's going on in there, but it's just working and getting better. And it's kind of magical just to watch.
Yeah, exactly. That's miracle for me. I mean, technological miracle. That's
Yeah.
what I like the most about this technology.
I mean, and the privacy is so difficult. So kind of getting to that level where you could just sit back and it's all working and nothing's leaking out and there's no light shining in anywhere. It's kind of cool. So I feel you on that.
Yep.
And then that goes into some of the next one. You mentioned it earlier briefly. Bridging and ionic swaps. We spoke about them before. And recently I've seen another project on Ethereum come out, and they do anonymous bridges with ZK snarks, I believe, or ZK something. So there's a couple people out there. The narrative is getting stronger, and people are looking for ways to swap and to bridge to anonymous services. So can you explain a little bit more about those, and just like in basic terms how they work for people that maybe don't know, and what they're all about and what they kind of enable in the ecosystem?
Pavel,
You
I
mean
think it's
you mean ionic swaps or bridges? Because those are a couple of different things.
I guess how we use both of those to take the assets from the confidential world of Zano and bridge them to kind of what other people are already doing. Maybe it's only one, maybe it's the other one. If you could explain that, because if I'm confused, I'm sure maybe some other people are as well.
Sure. Well, bridging is essentially a wrapping when you issue a synthetic asset on other chain, and you can do it in a centralized custodied manner, or you can do it decentralized, kind of the way like RAND BTC did their thing. And by bridging Zano into Ethereum, you can engage in the liquidity protocols, borrow, lend, and do whatever is already done over there. But you can do it in the other way. You can wrap assets on Zano and just like vanish from the radar, and you can surface again in some other place, or you can even trade wrapped Zano, provided they gonna get listed in some exchanges, or you can swap them within Zano ecosystem using ionic swaps. On the mechanics of ionic swaps, I should probably let Andre explain, because that's like his thing.
Sorry, explain what exactly?
The mechanics of ionic swaps. How do you make a transaction with different assets?
Well, how deep should I go on a technical level or
Not
on a
too
user level?
technical. Let's keep it short. Like the general idea. Why is it a thing, and how Zana swaps work on chain?
Well, if we speak about user experience, it's going to be something that two users create together. So, for example, me and Pavel, we want to make an exchange transaction, and I want to swap wrapped USDT, wrapped in Zana, USDT in Zana, on Bitcoin, wrapped Bitcoin, for example. And I want to, I'm saying, hey, Pavel, I have a 50 or $100,000 for one BTC. Would you like to exchange it? He said, yeah, sounds a fair deal. And right now, right now, it looks very simple. I create a proposal. I create like a template of transaction where I say that I, as an initiator of this transaction, I want to exchange my $100,000 from my wallet to one wrapped BTC, also BTC that circulating in Zana network. And I create this. It's a create a blob of raw data, and it's given me as a copy paste buffer, for example, of hex code. I just send this blob data to Pavel and tell him, hey, here is a proposal. Check it and accept it or ignore it. And he put this chunk of raw data of hex copy paste buffer, put it in the wallet. Wallet decrypt this data. This data is encrypted on the keys of the receiver. So only Pavel actually can decrypt this data. So he see what actually I'm proposing, what from technical details of this proposal. He see what is this transaction template about, and he see that I already put my 100,000 USDT, and I'm expecting in exchange this one BTC, and unless he is until he's put one BTC on this transaction, it only this make this transaction valid. So he decided if he agreed with this operation, he click confirm. His wallet also attaching to this transaction his own assets. So transaction became valid. He sent this transaction to network, and in this transaction he's getting $100,000 of USDT, and I getting my one BTC. That's pretty much like this.
Okay, and then so basically, I think it sounds like these are the core of the DEX and some of the other things. You'd be taking advantage of ionic swaps and the bridges to really enable the transfers to happen and then to connect to the different blockchains. So it's kind of all part of what we did talk about a little bit earlier.
This particular technology, it's not about other blockchains. It's more about creating liquidity inside Zana blockchain for different tokens that circulating inside Zana. So this about more about exchanging one tokens to another tokens inside Zana blockchain. And for other blockchains, we'll have a bridge, and if they bridge the tokens into Zana network, then they can be part of this ionic operations. But it's just to make clear, it's probably confusing explanation that I'm doing because of the language barrier. It's not cross-chain operation. It's all in Zana chain in one transaction.
Okay, cool. I think I got it. Cool. And then you talked about a mobile wallet a little bit earlier and some of the work going towards that. Is that an update for the mobile wallet, or is that a new mobile wallet? And what is the idea of the timeline on when we could expect that?
Okay, Pavel, you want me to answer this, or you want to take this?
Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to be It's a new mobile wallet because everything with Zarcanum is rewritten like 70%. So it's a new thing. And beside mobile wallet, we are also commenced work on the light wallet on the desktop because that was one of the most frequent complaints that the sync time is terrible and people need to wait a lot. So we're going to focus on that part.
And by a light wallet would mean a wallet that just doesn't need to sync the entire blockchain. So it's just a lot easier.
The one using the remote node, same way as the mobile wallet does.
Awesome. Sounds good. And then I also know that we have an integration with Cake Wallet that is coming up sometime in the near future. Does anyone have any additional insight as to when that might be happening?
Well, I don't know if we can talk about that because we haven't integrated it, but yet the work on our site is almost done. I don't know what's the current status. Maybe Andre can add more here.
Yeah, we're doing integration. It's kind of similar work that we doing for our mobile wallet. So the thing is, Zarcanum brings a lot of changes in the wallet, and we have to kind of do two things if we talk about mobile wallet. The first thing, we have to migrate all those changes into mobile code base and make it work again with new changes, because this new wallet it's kind of like a new dimension inside it. So it affects not only the code base itself, it also affects API, and also that means that we need to do a lot of work on the like a connection between the native part and the React Native, the part that makes the user interface in the mobile wallet. The second part is also that we actually want to do kind of re-implement mobile wallet from a user interface perspective, and not just facelifting. I think Pavel gonna create something new, something very like modern. It's gonna be a second part. So for that reason, mobile wallet is also big chunk of work that has to be done, that has to be tied to deadlines. Cake wallet is has the same things, but a little bit different, because we have to also work on integration into their code base, because Cake wallet is a big project. It's multi-wallet project. We actually did like 80% of the job. It still has some issues, but that part is likely going to be finished pretty much soon. But with the Cake wallet, it's not a super high priority right now, because with the Cake wallet integration, we started to work on integration of Zarcanum network already. So we didn't make the old API integration. We started right from the new API, and by the time we will launch the mainnet, only after that the integration will to the Cake wallet will be possible. So this thing is a kind of done in parallel by other developer.
Gotcha.
We just keep it going, and we just saw today update from the dev who working on the high level code. He said that it's practically it's working. It's a few minor features. It's need some code cleanup, but basically he got a Cake wallet working with Zarcanum test network. Once again, just to make it clear. So the Cake wallet integration release would happen only after actual hard fork will happen with in Zano network.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then
we can't promise the release on their behalf. It's just we're gonna make a PR and it's up to them to decide.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. It's up to them after all.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Great. And then last thing was, you did mention the hard fork again. So just anything that people need to know about the hard fork? Is there going to be a new coin? Is this going to be? Could you just give like a high level, just what's going to happen? What's going to happen to the coins in your wallet? What's just real quick?
It's not going to be new coin. It's going to be Zana, of course. It's just a major update of software, but it's going to be still Zana. It will have also, after the hard fork, it will have a new dimension. As I said, we'll have, besides Zana, we will have a multiple universe of tokens, the same like Ethereum has. But Zana will always be Zana.
I think we need to be clear on the user perspective. We spend a tremendous amount of time to make it as easy as it would be for user. You just need to download new builds and that's it. It's all backward compatible and you don't need to do anything.
Yeah, we will release a few instructions related to like a best practice guidance. For example, because you have, for example, if you have an old Zana wallet for a long time, for example, you've been staker. If you want to have benefits of all new privacy feature, it would be better to create a new Zana wallet after the hard fork and transfer all funds to this wallet. And after you did this, you will have a full power of Zarcanum privacy on your wallet. But if you still can use your old wallet, you still can do transfers without any problems. It's just all the transfer that is done from old wallets, it's going to be not that private as it will be with Zarcanum era coins, just this. But it's going to be just a recommendation. Everything else will be very, very easy.
Great. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And that's calms some people's nerves so they don't have to do too much. Just keep an eye on it, upgrade your software. All the coins you have is still going to be there. Simple.
Yeah, we're trying to do it user friendly, and we understand that typical user they don't know about these technical details, and they don't want to know this. They just want to have a one big button, transfer or receive, and that's it. That's what I, for example, want from the payment application or blockchain wallet.
Yeah, the user experience is the main thing. Even when I was at Dash, they had a huge wallet upgrade. The main thing was usability because all the focus groups, every time they talk to people just they have the complications. Crypto is already so foreign that you have to make it as easy as possible. So it makes sense to focus on those, especially with a new technology like what's coming out. Sweet. Well, I think that's pretty much wrapping up the talk today. Do you have any last minute things anyone on the team would like to talk about or mention before we wind it down?
Well, I don't think so.
All right, then. Thank you, everybody, for joining and speaking today. We appreciate you sharing your insights. We appreciate you coming in and being part of the Zano community. We have a lot of exciting things coming out in the next few weeks, next few months, so stay tuned. We're going to have more spaces to keep you guys updated, share more about what we're doing, all the integrations and everything you need to know to fully take advantage and build on the new Zano privacy platform. So thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. It was a good one. Bye-bye.